BlxckMonopoly presents Dope Dialogue. What's good? You're now tuning in to Dope Dialogue presented by BlxckMonopoly. And today we got on a couple of community builders, game changers. One of them is a digital real estate pioneer, and both are students of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. I can go on, but without further ado, let's jump right into it. How you guys doing?
Man, I'm doing black-tastic, man. Honored to be on the platform.
Smooth. And for those who don't know yet, we got Brother Ben X and Brother Farrakhan from Hereafter Farms. And let's jump right into it. So what is Hereafter Farms? Like, what's the mission?
I'll go first this time. Hereafter Farms, man, is it's a platform that me and my brother have began to grow from the vision of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. We are taught that separation is the best and only answer, and that we should do for self or suffer the consequences. And as time goes on, we see those consequences getting closer and closer. We see what's going on in the schools. We see what's going on in the food. We see what's going on in the community. And we see now what's going on with people losing their jobs on a mass scale due to this pandemic. But we was taught to separate and do something for ourselves long before, so we was well prepared if we would have just taken the guidance. So hereafter, what does it mean? Here is an adjective describing a place. After is an adjective describing time. So the hereafter is here on earth after this wicked world has been destroyed, but has to be first destroyed in our mind and first destroyed in our own households and our own community. And this is where we will begin to see peace and true heaven on earth.
Smooth. That's a dope breakdown right there. How was the Hereafter Farms born? How did it start?
Brother Farrakhan.
So Hereafter Farms started, I was in Chicago looking for land, and it was freezing. So I had to be honest with myself. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go down to Atlanta. I'm gonna find me some of that fertile land down south. And it was expensive, you know? And so I called my brother, and we called a third person, and we called a fourth person. And the next day we had a fifth person. So within 24 hours, it was like, hey, the idea was, originally I was gonna put up the capital, because I was like, as long as y'all help out building the land, because it's expensive. If you buy 3 acres for 50,000, then you got to develop it, utilities, build something, farm it, equipment, animals, fences, zoning, permits. I'm like, no way I'm about to do all that. Even if I had that much money lying around, why would I do all that? So by the next day, we had 5 people, and it was like, we could all just split this 5 ways. We split all the costs 5 ways. We split the expenses 5 ways. We split ownership 5 ways. And we split profits 5 ways if we make any money. So who's not going to say yes to that? Who's going to be like, nah, that's not fair. Equal ownership, that's, you know, you're wrong for that. It's like, nah, that's like the best. That's what we all been waiting for, right? So it was yes after yes. And we needed one more person. So I was like, all right, well, let me put it on social media and see. I had no social media presence. I had very small social media presence, but people knew me for doing things that were related to freedom and separation for our people from our enemy. And so people responded. They were like, where do I sign up? And when I say equal ownership, all you need is a little bit of money. People didn't even believe me. So a sister came on, and she's like, okay, I got my money. What's the terms? So we went to a bank first, and the bank was like 8% interest, this and that. And I called the owner, and the owner said, I'll finance it for you. And we worked out good terms, no interest with the owner. So when I told the sister what the terms were, she couldn't believe it. She's like, man, I don't even believe you're real. You're gonna have to FaceTime me for me to even be like, can I see you? Like, it's just, I need to see the land. So I actually FaceTimed the sister, because I was like, all right, cool, we done went this far, I'm gonna FaceTime you. And so boom, we had our people. And once it was on social media, people reached out. Somebody reached out and said, I have 100 acres of land. What do you want to do with it? I said, well, I'm not really buying land like that. I don't know what to do with 100 acres, but let's talk about it. So the next day we talked, and I said, well, if you got land like that, we could build a community with it for Black people, because environment is stronger than nature. We're very close to being stronger than nature. So if we can get a new environment for our people, man, we'd make so many years of progress because we're ready. It's just the interferences and impediments that our enemy places in society to keep us from acknowledging who we are and living our true life. So all we really need is some land, honestly. The minister said that if white supremacy were to just leave us alone, at a certain point in our history, we would naturally start living a natural life, like automatically. Like we wouldn't even need to do all that we're doing now. If they just left us alone, we would eventually turn back into our original selves. But we can speed up that process because who's going to wait hundreds of thousands of years? So we speed up that process by buying land and building institutions and homes on that land and farms to feed ourselves. So the last person to come on that project was Brother Ben X. With that project, the last one to come on was Brother Ben X. And when he came on, he said, bro, how does this work? What are the numbers? And he was like, not just sign me up immediately, but using the teachings and digital real estate and the presence he had online and the trust he had with the community and the unity that we had formed such a quick time, said, man, we can scale this, and this can be the thing for our people immediately. We like stretched it out to like even bigger than it is now, but we just didn't think it would go as fast as it went. But the goal has always been complete separation, an entire independent nation. But it starts one community at a time, one brother and sister at a time.
Got you. That's pretty dope. So when somebody invest their money, like what's the process? Is it like they buy land and they also get a return on what the land generates, or are they just owning that portion of the land that they have invested in?
So it really depends. Every property is different. Since we started with 27 acres. The property that Brother Ben X came in on in Atlanta, and that's equal ownership, right? So all 13 of us, we just own the property outright. It's not like we subdividing. This is my part. I'm putting a fence up. Don't come over here. You don't. No, we all own it together, and collectively, we all pay for everything together. So even if it's two people living on the land, all 13 people pay for that farm, pay for that cow, pay for that equipment. So the people who are not living there help the people who are living there, and the people who are living there are taking care of everything. They improving the land, they taking care of animals, they planting the apple trees, the blueberry bushes, all the crops and products. If we got wool coming from sheep, they're doing all that, and they benefit from the collective dollar of the collective, while the investor benefits from the labor of the person who lives there. But every property is different. Some property, you can just buy you an acre and just chill. You know what I mean? It just depends on the property that you want to be involved with.
Got you.
So with that, it's not necessarily a quick flip type of thing where you're making a quick investment. It's more so where you're buying into a community and you see the value of living and buying land in the hereafter. Now, eventually, as we build, as we get the schools that we want to build on there, the birthing centers, and we have physical development, if they just decide to sell, it will be valuable because we're actually building on it. Now, we do have opportunities coming down the pipeline, real estate opportunities coming down the pipeline where we can raise money under hereafter and buy real estate that's already cash flowing. However, that is not the goal right now per se to do invest in land and get basically a quick flip. This is more so legacy building, building something, a community of our own. That's the value right now of investing in the hereafter.
Got you. And Farrakhan kind of touched on one of the questions I had already laid out, and it was if we can dive into a little bit more detail. Aside from buying land, how else can people get involved? You said some people could live and take care of the land and help generate. What are some concrete ways people who don't have the income but are interested, how can they get involved?
Well, there's a couple ways we have Well, one way currently they can become a member. So if they don't have, 11,000 to buy a lot, you have 600. Well, that's the cost right now. I don't know when this will be broadcasted, but currently you can get in for a pretty good price and get access to, I see, to harvest courses, digital real estate courses. You'll get access to private Zoom calls where you'll be learning about growing food, hearing from farmers, hearing from people directly who have the expertise that we need to be able to produce. And you can learn how to do it yourself as well. So that's a way that you can get involved, without necessarily owning land yet until you get up to that point. So by becoming a member, by getting memberships. One way that we have is bartering. If you have skills, like for example, Brother Farrakhan connected with some brothers who's clearing the land, and in return for them clearing land, they get ownership of land. So that's a way that they can get involved as well. And we're also going to be producing as we get more streamlined with launching the memberships, an affiliate program. So you may not have money, but you got a mouth. You may not have money, but you got friends, family, a network of people who, if you get a certain amount of people to come on and buy land or buy the memberships, you can earn credit. You can earn, some income from doing that. And you can use that money to, you understand me, get some real estate. So basically you're able to create a job for yourself based on the courses that we have made, the courses that we upkeep, the knowledge that we've acquired over time. You can get paid on that and earn your way into making money for the hereafter.
Got you. How do you guys decide where to expand to, and like what land do you guys want to buy?
That's definitely Brother Farrakhan's lane right there.
uh, so really, it's based on what's best for our people. So it's a people before profit model. So whatever's going to serve best the needs of our people at that specific time, based on where we are as an organization, what we see coming in the future. Okay, so food, clothing, and shelter is a priority. Communication, transportation, and education are the first three things that come out of those industries. So it has to be in harmony with the overall vision of Hereafter Farms. It also has to be something that serves an immediate need for our people while being a part of a larger need that we know needs to be served. As society begins to not function properly, we need to have alternative sets and systems in place. And lastly, it has to be affordable. The goal of Hereafter Farms from a business standpoint is to make land affordable and accessible.
Got you. In one of your videos on Instagram, you mentioned curated seed packages. Can you break that down? Like, how does that work? And also, is it only available to members?
I already know Brother Ben gonna say that's Brother Farrakhan lane right there. Man, bro, the seed packages, curated seed packages is one of the most amazing things. When we started this, man, we just really just wanted to help each other. And the minister said that we have everything we need as a people. The only thing we don't have is unity. So by us breaking down barriers, you don't have to be a certain religion. You don't have to be a certain class. You don't have to have a certain amount of money. You can just have a like mind and a decent enough heart to want to help your people and collaborate. So we've set up these collaboration efforts throughout the entire world, bro. Like people from all over the world want to come and help. And because we have a people over profit model, there's an opportunity for that. So we got these amazing farmers from, I think they're upstate New York or Connecticut. No, they're in somewhere in that area. And they grow. They do farmers markets, they teach, they train people. And we decided from them and all these other people meeting to start an academy, Hereafter Farms Academy, to educate people, not just to get land, because land acquisition is dope. But if you don't know how to use that land, guess what's going to happen? You're not going to appreciate it. You're not going to value it. It's going to sit vacant. We're going to reproduce the same thing we're trying to get away from. We're going to reproduce that same thing by trying to just give people land, but without giving them the knowledge on how to use that land, thus inspiring in them the value to use that land. Then we're going to end up with the same result 100 years from now by educating our people. But educating them is good, but giving them the tools so that they can be properly educated. So when you go to college, they give you a list of stuff to buy. When you go to university, they give you a list of stuff to buy. So we didn't want to tell people, oh, go to Home Depot, go over here, buy seeds, and then you don't know where the seeds are from. You don't know if there's a quality seed. We're all growing different things. So the instructors can't narrow down the education to a specific set of seeds. So what we wanted to do is work with the farmers to get a specific set of curated seeds that are in harmony with the dietary needs of Black people in America, because our diet is different from the Caucasian, from the Asian and other Aboriginal, original, or not original people of the earth. So this is specifically tailored to benefit the dietary needs of Black people. In addition to that, I'm going to go and how to plant those seeds in the ground, how to cultivate that, to extract it, how to regenerate that seed and keep it going. It's called an heirloom organic seed. It never dies, it regenerates itself if properly taken care of. It keeps living on even though you've extracted value from it. This is a science, and for us to be able to give that is dope. But the seeds come with it. So every member of Hereafter Farms gets a curated seed package. And you get a live course, you get pre-recorded, but also live every week on how to grow those seeds, doing with the Q&A and whatnot.
Got you. That's pretty dope. So it's like truly a ecology of sustainability. Like people are getting the land and also learning how to cultivate it and also learning how to eat so they can continue. That's pretty dope. You guys also teach how to put land in a trust. Could you guys talk about the importance of that? Like, because I'm pretty sure some people don't even have their homes in the trust.
Well, we have a sister who is the expert in that. Her name is Dr. Sasha, who we are collaborating with. And it's a private trust that she's offering to the community who have their land. And it's basically a way for you to protect your assets so that it can't be stolen and things of that nature. And we can set up bylaws inside of those private trusts so that we can ensure that the plan and vision that we have for the land, the business, or the home, as you stated, is fulfilled even with our children. So if we put certain bylaws and make certain things a requirement before we move money here or withdraw money here, now we're able to stay in full control, and our mind is really infinite at that point. You know, we can only do so much with our finite body, but if we can utilize our mind and our thinking and put it down on paper to where now, even if I'm not here physically, I'm still in control. I'm still able to affect the world based on how I thought and put it down on paper. That's the power of the trust. And that's what she's actually going to be teaching as well, the intricacies of that, because that's more so her lane. So inside of the memberships that, you know, they can buy, they'll have access to her getting that training directly inside of the Hereafter Farms memberships.
Got you. That's pretty dope. And kind of tied with that, I seen one video. It definitely stirred up some of the emotions on our page when we posted it, but it was incorporating NFTs and the metaverse with the land. Could you kind of touch on that process? Like, is it they buy land and they automatically get the NFT, or are you guys teaching them how to create it?
So we haven't decided exactly how we want to do it just yet. Even in that video, we said it was just an idea. So, I mean, with the comments, we said it's just an idea that we're thinking about. We are working on a major NFT project, but we just haven't announced it yet until it's fully developed. But it's going to be dope. It's going to include gaming. It's going to include y'all can walk around in our own neighborhood Hereafter Farms in the metaverse. So it's some things that we got coming out. But with that particular idea, what we was thinking was making a particular specific amount of NFTs, and the landowners, as they would kind of like get an airdrop to their wallet. And as we build on Hereafter Farms, not only is that driving the value of the actual physical real estate, but at the same time, it's driving up the value of the digital asset with the NFT. So we have retreats. Hey, only certain people can come who got access to the NFT. When we have different people coming, we're teaching. We got different speakers coming out to where you can learn and get access to certain people and certain things. You can only get access to it if you got the NFT, which makes the NFT valuable. So the more we grow as a brand, which we're growing fast, the more we do as a brand, the more valuable your NFT is. Not just as Ethereum goes up or Bitcoin goes up or whatever you pay, but as we actually explode and grow as a community as well. So that was kind of the idea that we was trying to play with the NFT, which we think would make NFT really what it's supposed to be. It's not just having a great art or a dope art. That's cool, but it's about the unlockable content that you get access to by having an NFT. When we look at the apes, I think it's called the apes or something like that. I can't think of the name right now. But what they do, they give you access to private parties, private boat parties or something like that, where a bunch of celebrities can come. So this is why we see Meek Mill and certain 21 Savage and certain artists who got these NFTs. Well, this makes me want to get an NFT, or this makes the average person want to get an NFT, because if there's a party that I'm invited to, and if I hold this NFT, I got access to it. That's really the value of the NFT, the unlockable private access that you get. So that's what we wanted to create with Hereafter Farms as well. You don't just have an NFT just to say it, but you got access to something that everybody who don't have that NFT don't have access to.
Got you. And that's also a pretty dope connection to digital real estate. I know you normally speak about owning space in the internet realm, but when it comes to the metaverse, what you just said is dope too. Like, aside from the physical land that's there, when the glasses become normal, that digital real estate will come into play because it's augmented on top of the real physical reality. So that's pretty dope for sure. And kind of like a final question here. What's the future look like for Hereafter Farms? Because you guys mentioned, aside from the land, it's got to be total detachment from this current system that we're living in now. So when it comes to, we're going to need truckers, we're going to need certain systems in place. Do you guys have like a vision for that as well? Or is it kind of like more so focusing on the land and cultivating it?
I'll let Brother Farrakhan go first, and then I'll go after him.
We've got, out of this came something called Hereafter Developments. And this was born out of necessity. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, you don't need to start new things. You work with what you have, and then naturally you'll need to form new things to meet the demand of the old thing that you are operating in. It will grow and expand naturally, so big that you'll be forced to develop new ideas, new laws, new mandates, things like that. So what we did was we created Hereafter Developments out of a necessity, because we're building. So farmland is how we started, but you have to build on top of that land. And so one of the primary goals now is we're building a 350-acre community in Northern Georgia, residential, agricultural, and commercial, which is the first tri-zone Black community in America, but it's already kind of, I won't say in the bag, but the land is bought and 120 families is already in. So now it's just we build up, which is only a manifestation of what we're all thinking. It's just a collective consciousness manifested into physical reality. So there we're building, the first three things we're building, besides the commercial district, is the school, the birth center, and a tech lab and fabrication center. And that takes us from birth center, from baby, a school that gets us to the time we're 16, which is when we should be graduating, to a tech lab and fabrication center, which is what you do, what you build with your education. So that not only for the people who are graduating from the school in that location, all Black people from America and abroad can have a place where they can go and work with other like-minded people and use the education that they gained from any institution, whether it be of this world, HBCU, international, whatever, homeschool, wherever you got it from. Now you have a place where you can apply everything you learn. You can make products, you can bring ideas into reality, you can bring visions and make them manifest in a collaborative incubator with like-minded Black people from all over. So that covers us from birth all the way up to manhood and womanhood. Those are the first three things, along with the commercial district, the agricultural, and the residential neighborhood in Northern Georgia. And then we have our international projects we're working on: Ghana, Liberia, Egypt, Kenya, some other projects we're working on in the States. But I would say that that's the primary. If I had to pick three things, that would be one of them. And then we got a couple other things too. I think Brother BlxckMonopoly might go ahead and touch on some of them.
Yeah, we want to make what we're doing in Georgia a model community. And what we're doing there, we want to scale all over the world, because everybody's not going to be able to fit in Georgia or, you know, fit on that particular land. We want to be able to create a model and a system that we could almost franchise, if you will, for Black people as a whole who's on this mindset. Now, we know all skin folk ain't kinfolk. And the minister has even said, we ain't all going to be together. We got to unite with like minds. So we want to be an example for those who do have like minds and who do agree with separation, so that we're not totally dependent on those who don't mean us well. We want to be an example of that. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, you never have to condemn a dirty glass. Just put a clean one next to it. So we just want to be that clean glass and a model for those who are interested in this type of movement. We want to take this to the metaverse as well. So like I said, with the game, we want to have a game that comes out. We want to have something for the youth that's going to be able to come out, because yes, this is serious business, but at the same time, man, we Black, man, we want to have fun too. You know, we got a little culture in us as well. So we want to be able to have edutainment, meaning that it's still entertaining, but you're being educated and groomed to think for yourself and your people and your community and your family as well. So for Hereafter Farms, man, we just want to complete the mission of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad when it talks about us going into the earth, having something of our own, being able to produce something for our own, being able to have our people gather their skills and talents together for the greater good of ourselves. I think a lot of us got great skills. Our brothers in the hood who many throw away. Our brother in the hood who, and sisters in the hood who many don't think a lot of, they got great ideas. They have great talents and great skills. So we want to put them to work. We want to show our people who are losing jobs by being fired by the white man that you can create your own job, as we've been taught. But many of us just don't have that faith. Many of us don't have the confidence, and many of us don't have the platform in which our skills can be utilized. So we often talk about let's unite, but let's unite about what? Many of us say we don't unite. I would like to disagree with that. We unite for basketball games. We unite for hip hop concerts. We unite for football games and basketball tournaments. So we just have to have something righteous. We just need to have something that's going to be productive for us to unite for. So when we think about if the school is what we're uniting for, if I'm a janitor, man, I can see myself in the picture of this. If I'm a teacher, man, I can see myself in the picture of this. If I'm a basketball coach, I can see myself in the picture of this. So we have to see ourselves in the picture of something. That's what gives us the interest and the will and desire to get involved. So we just want to paint the picture and show our people that they are inside of that picture, and then, create the hereafter. So the ultimate goal is to build the kingdom of heaven on earth, as we was taught. And we was taught there ain't no sweet by and by after we die. As we always say, it's something sound on the ground while we still around. So if the kingdom of God is within you, we just want to be those brothers and sisters who was a part of bringing it out.
Well, that was pretty smooth. Before, we always like to end with some gems. You guys dropped a lot of gems in this already. But with anybody listening, regardless of race, gender, anything, what's something valuable you guys want to leave off with?
I would leave off with something that I often say: focus on passive impact over passive income. Because the more people you impact, the more income will come. And what I mean by that is many of us try to figure out automations and systems to bring about residual income. Well, how many of us makes that main focus passive impact? So if I know I'm impacting you in a way by the way that I speak and by the way that I teach, well, what can I do to make sure that you're still being taught? What can I do to ensure somebody in Africa when I'm going to sleep, somebody in the UK while I'm going to sleep and they waking up, they still being taught? Well, this is why I got video. This is why we got podcast. This is why we got text messaging. So what can you do to impact somebody? And the more that you impact somebody, they'll be willing to give out of their pockets to compensate you for what you've done. Another example, many of us want to make what? I want to make $3,000 per month. That used to be my goal. Man, I wish I could make $3,000 a month. I'd be able to pay my bills. I'd be fine. Now, as I matured and took on responsibility, I noticed that $3,000 is not a lot of money at all if you got a big vision and you got big dreams. But I said, well, what if I change that to focusing on impacting 3,000 people per month instead of getting $3,000 per month? Well, if I do $5 and I get to a point to where I'm impacting 3,000 people, that's approximately $15,000 per month. Way more money than a lot of people are making per month. Way more money than what I was trying to make, years ago, trying to make $3,000 per month. So I would say focus on impacting people. And the scripture bears me witness. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and all of his righteousness, and all these things will be added on to you. So money is only a byproduct. Okay. Having a good home and a good car is only a byproduct of the service that you bring to other people.
Dope.
That was good enough. I don't know if I should, if I should add something. I mean, man, I'm gonna add real quick, man, but I would add this: believe in yourself. That's what I would add, man. Believe in yourself, because nobody can believe in you more than you believe in yourself. And if you believe in yourself, it's literally nothing that you can accomplish, because as a man thinketh, so is he. So going through this process and this project is very difficult. Trying to do something for yourself and for your people is very difficult. If you don't have faith and conviction in yourself, it's not going to happen, because when it gets rough, what do you have to fall back on? When it gets rough, who do you have to turn to that you can rely on to build up your faith? You have to turn to yourself. You have to rely on yourself. You have to believe in yourself. So I would say that believing in yourself really would be the key to the whole, to being able to accomplish anything that you want to be able to accomplish. And then once you one with yourself, like once you unite with yourself, you won't really even have to call out unity. Like you won't have to like riot or picket or yell, man, we need to unite. You'll naturally be uniting with like minds that have also worked on themselves, that have also united with themselves. So I would say that unity is a byproduct of self-improvement. So learning about yourself, working on yourself, and then executing the idea that you have inside yourself, and then connecting with like minds that agree and line up with that idea. But none of it is going to work if you don't believe in yourself.
Got you. Definitely appreciate that too. Hit the listeners with where to find you guys, like websites, social media handles.
You can find me at Brother Ben X on everything. So that's Brother Ben X on Instagram, Brother Ben X podcast, Brother Ben X, YouTube, Facebook. And our Instagram for Hereafter Farms is Hereafter Farms. There is no other pages. Don't fall for no other scam pages. I only have 2 Instagrams, Brother Ben X, no underscores, no nothing, and Brother Ben X podcast.
Same here, it'd be at Hereafter Farms, and then me is at Brother Farrakhan.
Got you. Definitely appreciate you guys coming on. You guys were present. I appreciate the work you guys are putting in, the vision you guys are building, and just being present, being here and giving a lot of value. Definitely appreciate it. And with that, dope dialogue, BlxckMonopoly, we out.